Sis, you do not need another thing to be responsible for that is not your responsibility. So do not be afraid of prioritizing yourself and saying, no, I can't, I won't, I shan't. Okay, not today. Do you have a hard time telling people no? Are you someone that looks, or better yet, aims to please at every chance you get? Are you someone who feels guilty for saying no, and because of that feeling of guilt that is so overwhelming for you, you just kind of refuse, but you're left feeling super overwhelmed, overcommitted, and undervalued in the end? If that sounds like you, then today's episode is for you, because I want to teach you how to say no and stick to it, because people pleasing does not have to be a thing. You don't have to do it. That is not what is meant for you in this season. You got to listen in. You got to lean in. You got to be willing to accept what I'm getting ready to tell you. I'm not saying that it's going to be easy, but you do not have to people please anymore. If you feel like you can't say no, if you feel like yes is your default, we're going to change all that today. Today's the last day. Yesterday was the last day. We're not doing that anymore. People pleasing no more. Okay? All right, let's get started. Hi, I'm Dr. Tiff, your relationship transformation coach. I've spent the past 20 years working with high-achieving women just like you who are crushing it in every area of their lives, everywhere except their relationships. And look, I get it. Finding the one ain't easy, and relationships are hard. But you know what's even harder? Cycling through the bad ones, or worse, staying in relationships when you already know they're not a good fit. You want a relationship of ease, uncomplicated, someone to love you down, but instead you've been suffering through bad dates, sexual incompatibility, and someone who might be good for somebody, but not for you. And if we're really being honest, you know that deep down, the work that really needs to be done starts and ends with you. If you're done wasting time in dead-end relationships and sick of looking for, chasing after, or trying to convince somebody to be the one, and you're ready to become the one, then baby, you're in the right place. So prop your feet and let's clink glasses, because I'm giving you the tea and the tips to fix your relationships. Let's go. Hey there, it's me, Dr. Tiff, and you are tuning in to Fix Your Relationships podcast. I'm so happy to have you here today. Listen, I tell you guys every week that I'm going to be in and out, that this is going to be short, sweet, and to the point. I decided after listening to the last couple episodes, I'm like, why do I keep saying this? Because I never get out of here on time. Or the time that I set for myself. And part of that is that I set the time for myself. I say I'm going to do it. And then things just come to me. So I'm going to try my best to stop telling y'all it's going to be a quick episode, because usually I don't know if it's going to be quick until after I've finished with it. And here we are, it's already 2 minutes in. So let's just keep it moving. Today, I want to talk to you about saying no. Okay. And really, I'm talking to you about saying yes, because many of us have a very hard time telling people no. And that is a problem. Obviously, we've heard before, when you say yes to everyone else, you're saying no to yourself. But many of us say yes as kind of a default. It's our go-to answer, because we, I think as women, have been conditioned to people please. We have been conditioned to take care of, to nurture. And in that, we tend to want to help, to fix, provide, to sustain. But are we fixing, sustaining, providing for ourselves in the process? There's really nothing wrong with saying yes, except when it becomes your default, when it becomes the thing that you go to first without considering everything else that you might have on your plate. And just because you want to do something doesn't mean that you should do something or that you have to do something. Okay, so I want to talk to you today about the act of saying no, because you can do it. If you think you can't say no to certain people, I'm here to give you the permission, the courage, the gumption to say, absolutely, I can say no. I don't have to say yes. I want you to give yourself permission to start saying no more and to stop the cycle of people pleasing. Okay. And I'm going to give you some things. I'm going to give you some tools, some tips on how to do this, because I know it's so much easier said than done. If you are someone who's just kind of always said yes and always wanted to, fill in the gap for people, part of that is just your spirit. I love that about you. Go you. But if you're digging deep down inside, your stomach is in knots, you have headaches, you have anxiety about the thing that you said yes to. Those are clues, okay? Those are clues that perhaps you might have, should have said no in the first place. And so I want to get you to a place where you can say no off the rip. You can say no immediately, or at least do something different. The problem with saying yes, so I want to start there, right? The problem with our go-to of yes is that we say yes sometimes without thinking. It's a default statement. It's someone asks you to do something and you're immediately, rather than looking at what's best, you're thinking about how can I make this person happy? How can I make it happen for them? How can I say yes? How can I do this? Okay. And so you're immediately saying yes without really thinking about it. But what tends to happen, here's the problem. Because we haven't first looked at our own to-do list and the things that are already on our plate, we're accepting an invitation to do something. We're putting something else on our plates without taking into account what's already on our plates. And let's think of it as if it were actually a plate. So let's say this is my dinner plate. And this is crazy. This analogy is just coming to me. Let's say it's my dinner plate and it's already full. I decided I was having some pasta today with some shrimp, maybe a little asparagus on the side, maybe a little garlic bread. It's a full plate. It's a well-balanced full plate, right? So everything that I need to do, eat, whatever, is already on this plate. But let's say somebody, ding dong, the doorbell rings, okay? And it happens to be the pizza delivery guy saying, here's a slice of pizza that you should eat on your plate. I know it's dinner time. I know you're getting ready to eat. Do this too. So you put the slice of pizza on your plate. First of all, it don't go. Okay. Yes, it's all Italian, but it don't go. And I'm already full. I already have a full plate. Now I'm adding something else to my full plate. If I try to eat all of it, what happens to me? Okay. I'm suffering. Okay. Either I'm on the toilet, I'm bloated, my stomach hurts, I'm uncomfortable. This is what's happening when we say yes to too many things without first deciding if this is for us or not. Here's the thing. Sometimes people are asking you to do things that they don't want to do, that they can do, that is for them to do, that it should be done by them. But because they don't want to do it, they're asking you to do it. Okay? And it's not for you to do. Hear me. It is okay to help someone do something. But when it comes to your detriment, self-preservation might be the key, might be the answer. Not only self-preservation, but are you really helping them by doing it for them? You may not be. You have to be able to prioritize yourself. That is the key to saying no. And again, this does not mean that you say no to every request. Some things you will say yes to. But think about that full plate that you already have. Saying yes, that pizza guy is already on about his business. Okay, he's left the house. He's back at Domino's or wherever, honey. He ain't thinking about it. But you over here are doubled over in pain, doing the most because you did too much. Okay, your stomach is overwhelmed. Just like when we accept too many responsibilities, not looking at what's already on our plate, our mind becomes overwhelmed. The key to getting out of this habit, I'm going to give you a few strategies for getting out of this habit, okay? Number one is prioritizing you, okay? We've already talked about it a little bit, but prioritizing you. And in order to do that, I want you to look around. Look around at the people that are asking you to do the things, okay? Other people that are asking you to do the things tend to not have a problem prioritizing themselves. They know that they have a lot on their plates, which is why they're asking you to do the things, okay? They're saying, I need to preserve some of my energy. I need to be intentional. We talked a few weeks ago about intentional self-care and about how the intention is preservation for later. I'm looking out for myself so that when I do need the energy that I'm reserving, I have it. The one way that they are doing that is delegating and giving things to other people. You don't always have to be the one to pick it up. You can leave it right there. And if this is your default, if yes is your default, this is going to be it's going to be uncomfortable for you to prioritize yourself. It's going to be uncomfortable to say no. And here's the thing. People are asking you to do the thing simply because you say yes. It's easier to get you to say yes, so they will come to you first to ask you to do the thing that they do not want to do. And the reason why they continue to ask you, because a lot of times people come back. They come back. They come back for the yes, okay? They come back because they know you're going to say yes. They know you're going to do it. Example, if you are the family member who everyone goes to for money, the reason why they continue to come to you for money is because you've said yes one too many times, or two too many times, or three too many times. It's easier to get it from you, so they continue to use you in that way. The no to them when they ask for money is going to feel uncomfortable for you and for them. But it is the only way to stop the dependence on you. I promise you, people that ask you repeatedly to do things or for things, they are not using their resources. They are using you. They're using you, sweetie. And their resources, they tend to have untapped resources. These are people that can figure it out, whether for themselves or by utilizing someone else. You are not the one, the two, or the three anymore. Not on my watch. So what has to happen, what tends to happen for them is if you say no, if you put your foot down and say, hey, I can't do it. I'm not going to do it. No, single word. No, not happening. Right? If you say that, guess what happens? They figure it out. The worst and the best that happens is that they figure it out. They will either go to someone else and get them to do it, or they will figure out a way to do it themselves. Either way, you don't have to be responsible for it. You don't need, you do not need another thing to be responsible for that is not your responsibility. So do not be afraid of prioritizing yourself and saying, no, I can't, I won't, I shan't. Okay, not today. Because I promise you, when people are repeatedly, especially those that repeatedly ask you to do something for them, I promise you there are other resources that are untapped, things that they have decided are a little bit harder than asking you. If you are a sure thing, if you're a go-to, if you always say yes, they're going to continue to come to you until the well runs dry. And it is dry as a bone today. No is the answer. And then I want you to watch what happens. When you say no, be quiet. Don't fill the air with words. You don't have to make an excuse or say anything. Nope, can't do it. And let it go. That silence is there for a reason, okay? Let them think about it. Let them sit in it, okay? If they ask why, I just don't have it today, or that money is earmarked for something else, I don't have the time, whatever you want to say, right? See what happens next. I promise you they will figure out how to do it, or they will use other resources to get it done, which proves to you that you do not have to be the one to do it. Okay? Just check that. See what happens, and then holler back at your girl. Okay? The next thing I want you to do is something that my business coach has really taught me and has instilled in me. And I'm going to use this because I think it's super important. I actually shared this with one of my clients a few weeks ago, and it is to sit down and have a conversation with God about what is on the agenda. Essentially, it's like having a business meeting, right, with God, and really talking to him about, okay, God, let's talk about my to-do list, okay? Let's talk about the things that are on our, not just yours, but you and me, God. Let's talk about the things that are on our to-do list. What is on our agenda? What do you want me doing in these moments with my time, during my work day, in my free time, on the weekends? What is it that you would have me do? How do you want me to fill this time? How do you want me to focus my energy? Okay? It's when you do this that you decide, or that you download, you accept and embrace those things that are for you and that aren't. You may have things on your agenda that don't belong to you, that aren't meant for you, that are actually hindering someone else's growth and transformation and getting in the way of yours. If you have too much on your to-do list, 9 times out of 10, all of it isn't for you or meant for you. I think sitting down and really having a come to Jesus with Jesus is one way of helping you to say no, to start canceling and scratching things off that list that are not meant for you. You've got to sit down. And once you do that, that moves me on to the second thing. Hey babes, taking a quick break to talk to you about the One Within 30-Day Reset, my one-of-a-kind guided journaling experience. if you are someone who is determined to improve your relationships in 2026, but also want to make sure that you don't neglect yourself in the process, I'd love to see you inside this program. I designed the One Within 30-Day Reset for women just like you, strong, hyper-independent, crushing it at work, living your dreams. But if we're really being honest, things are a little lacking in the love department. You know that there's probably some self-work that you need to do. Maybe you've been putting it off because you're not quite sure where to start. Well, that's where the One Within steps in. If you can spare just 5 to 10 minutes a day, I'll help you identify the patterns and triggers holding you back in your relationships, help you to set better boundaries and end the cycles of self-sabotage and missed red flags. I'll help you embrace the personal growth strategies necessary to stop making the same mistakes over and over again and to start calling in that love we both know you deserve. And remember, this is a guided experience. I'm not just handing out blank sheets of paper and telling you to scribble your hopes and dreams. Each day, I'm providing you with thought-provoking prompts designed to really tap into what's kept you feeling stuck in your relationships. In addition, you're going to get daily video messages from me, get full access to our private community, group coaching calls, bonuses, and so much more. If you're ready to sign up or just need more information, head on over to drtiffanyhenry.com/theonewithin. Now back to the show. This is what we do when we are unsure, because sometimes we just don't know what to say. Here's what I'm going to tell you to do. I need you to hesitate. Hesitate before saying yes, because our yes oftentimes is automatic. I want you to give yourself a beat. Do not say yes first. Many of us who are people pleasers, we say yes first and figure it out later. I'm going to ask you to hesitate, to not say yes. Okay? Breathe for a second. And before you say yes, I want you to do 3 things. I want you to ask yourself, can I do it? Is it within my power right now to do this thing for them? The answer may be yes. The answer may be no. It may be something that you have to figure out that's going to take you time in order to be able to do it. If someone is asking you, hey, can you create a spreadsheet for me? Well, if they're asking me, it's probably, I probably should say no, because I'm not the expert in Excel. It's going to take me time to learn how to do the thing in order to be able to help them do the thing, which is double the amount of time for me. I should say no. But people pleaser me is like, yeah, I can figure out how to do it. So now I got to figure out how to do it and then do it. Too much time. Can I do it? I probably could if I had extra time, but I don't have the extra time. So no, I can't do it. You see what I'm saying? You have to ask yourself, first and foremost, can I do it? Do I have the capability of doing it? Is it something that I already know how to do? If it's something that is automatic to you that you do anyway, like you don't even have to think about it, maybe you do want to do it. Maybe you can do it. Maybe you can fit it in. But if it's something you don't even know how to do, is not your zone of genius area of expertise, you should probably pass. All right. The next thing I want you to ask yourself is, do you want to do it? Just because you can do something does not mean you should do something or that you want to do something. I had a client who repeatedly would get headaches, when they were asked to do things. They would find themselves, and it wasn't everything, but it was just like when they had so much on their to-do list and they were just overwhelmed, and their body's response was a headache. You know what? I want to share something. I think it's in this book. Let me see if I can find it. She would get headaches all the time. And the more we talked about it, the more we realized that those headaches were coming from her invalidating herself, her own desires, the things that she really wanted to do and say. The headaches were coming from her saying yes when really what she wanted to say was no. And so we had to look at a thing called metaphysical causation, which is the concept that there are mental causes for physical ailments. And so if you are someone who continuously is putting so much on your plate for other people, or you're not listening to yourself, you're not taking into consideration what you want and need and desire truly, and you find your body responding to that, you got to look at that. And so that's one of the things that we worked on, is really looking at, where are you not showing up for yourself? In what ways are you showing up for others and dishonoring and invalidating how you truly feel? And once we started to move and shift some of those things, the things that she did not want to do, the better she felt about the things that she was doing. Okay. So I do want you to ask yourself, can I do it? Do I even want to do it? And this is why we're hesitating, because sometimes we're saying yes, and we're saying yes to things that we don't even want to do. And should you do things, I always have to do the counter argument here. Should you be doing things that you don't want to do? Hell, that is life. Life is a series of things that we don't want to do. Sometimes we have to do things that we don't want to do. Have to and choose to are two different things. I have to go to work. If I don't go to work, these bills don't get paid, okay? I have to go to work. Where I choose to work is a whole nother story. Where I choose to work. And some of you say, well, I can't choose. I'm stuck in this job. You can choose to find another job. You can choose a different career path. You can choose to look for other forms of employment, okay? The fact that you have to work is that has to happen. Where you choose to work is a whole different story. So, all right, ask yourself, do you want to do it? And the third thing you can ask yourself is, and this goes back to our second point earlier, right? Is it your assignment? Is this on the agenda that you already discussed with God? If y'all have already had a conversation about this, if you decided that, hey, I can do this and I want to do this, and it's on the agenda that we've already set, me and God have already set, we talked about this, we decided that I have some room to do this thing, then yeah, go ahead and do it. But if it's not, if it's none of your business, if it is not on the plan that you and God have already talked about, if this is not something that works to grow you in the way that He wants you to grow and transform, then perhaps you need to leave that thing that you're saying yes to right where it is. Your saying yes could be inhibiting someone else's growth and transformation. They're not able to grow. They're not able to be self-sufficient or independent because of their dependence on you. You're not helping them. You're enabling them. And I don't think you want that. So in this season, as we move into a new season, we're heading into 2026. I want to remind you that it is okay to say no, that it is okay to embrace and say yes to the things that are already on your agenda and rebuke the things that are not on the agenda. And it's okay to pause. You don't have to immediately say yes. You can say, let me think about it. Go look at what's on your to-do list. Look at your schedule. See what you're already committed to, what's already on your plate. Ask yourself if you can do it. Ask yourself if you want to do it. And ask yourself if God wants you to do it. Is it your assignment or is it theirs? Is it an assignment that He gave someone else that they're trying to pass off to you? Do not feel guilty about saying no when you need to. And understand that they don't have a problem saying no. They also don't have a problem asking for help. They have a problem when you say no because it forces them to do what they don't want to do. It forces them to be uncomfortable. But what do we know about being uncomfortable? Being uncomfortable means that we're growing. Growth is uncomfortable. And so if you have to sit in that uncomfortable feeling because you've said no, they can sit in the discomfort of someone having said no to them. They can sit in it. They can figure it out. That's growth. All right. I hope that this message reaches you today. If you are a people pleaser, if you know someone who is a people pleaser, if you have somebody in your life that is constantly overwhelmed with everyone else's to-dos, please share this episode with them. And also like our podcast. We need some more reviews on the podcast. So if you would be so kind, I would appreciate it. It helps people find our podcast. And if you haven't done so already, join the Facebook group, FYRcommunity.com. FYR stands for Fix Your Relationship. So it's FYRcommunity.com. It is a free resource to you where you can come listen to the podcast here and then come over there, ask whatever questions you have. If you have suggestions about podcast topics or episodes, I'd love to hear them because sometimes I'm just at a loss, honey. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. So it'll be nice if I got some feedback from you. If you have a question, maybe you have a relationship question, I can answer that on the podcast. Maybe you just have a topic. I want to know more about X, Y, and Z. Ask it over there on the Facebook group, and I'll be happy to make it a topic of conversation on our podcast. So FYRcommunity.com is a Facebook group. I would love to chat with you over there. This has been another episode of Fix Your Relationships podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Tiff, and I will see you next week. Ciao. Hey, babe, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. My goal with this podcast is to bless you with information that helps you fix those relationships that are most important to you, but not before you do the self-work needed to make sure that those relationships thrive. If this episode was exactly what you needed, then guess what? Somebody else probably needs it too. So do me and them a favor. Please share this episode with your good girlfriend and let her know about the podcast. And while you're at it, hop on over to Apple Podcasts and leave a review. This really helps to grow the podcast and puts it right in front of other women who are desperate to work on their relationships and themselves. And if you haven't done so already, I want to invite you to join our community of like-minded women all on a journey to become the one. You can sign up for free at becometheone.myflowdesk.com/email. I know that's a lot, so just go on over to the show notes and click that link there. Thanks again for listening to Fix Your Relationships with Dr. Tiff. I'll see you right back here next week.